Hello Taurus, how are you? It is me, Lauren B with the Untitled Tarot. Thank you for coming back or for stopping in, passing on through, however you find yourself here. Thank everybody for the likes and the subscribes and the comments and the emails, just everything. You guys are absolutely the best. We have done your spread this week with the the Light Seers Tarot. I'm mixing up my decks. The Light Seers Tarot. It is a beautiful spread. These cards are just gorgeous. Energetically, a couple things before we get into that. I felt very called to get dressed like a real person today, put on my big girl clothes. So I think that there's an energetic sense of you guys wanting to come into your own, come into the best of yourselves, right? And then there is a little underlying anxiety, a little bit. It's almost like I'm almost hearing quiet panic. Like a little trigger moment, fight or flight thing. It feels like you're keeping your composure, right? On the outside, but deep down, there might be something that's stirring you up a little bit. And I was also, I was looking for my watch, very intensely this morning. And so I feel like you guys are concerned about the timing about something. So that's interesting. So I feel like maybe the timing has to do a little bit with the anxiety, which is putting you into a little bit of hyperdrive, wanting you to really actualize your potential or whatever it may be in whatever situation you're dealing with. These are very general. Energies can be vice versa or flipped. It just depends how you fall on the board in the story. But let's get into it. So your first card that you have out, Taurus, is the Ace of Wands. Right? And first thing I'm hearing is alignment. I feel like perhaps you feel as though you have been out of alignment, or things or someone or a situation is out of line. And so you're really wanting to kind of put things back in its place, things back in its proper place and order. Maybe you're organizing something, you're thinking about, I don't know, cleaning something out. My hair was down before and I was feeling myself, and I went to do your reading and I had this big sense to put my hair up. I'm I want to get it out of my face, which I think your last reading was called Get Away From Me. Taurus been going through it, baby. But it's almost you want something out of your face, so that way you can focus and put things back in their proper order. But here I feel this is also a very big manifestation energy for you, very kind of quietly, energetically visualizing, right? It's almost see a Bunsen burner. Maybe you guys are into science, but it's this kind of trying to create intentional alchemy, trying to intentionally manifest something. And I think what you're trying to intentionally manifest is the Ten of Swords in reverse, which is the release of burdens, the release of disappointments, the release of just feelings of heaviness, things that aren't going anywhere, right? And she's on a desert. She's on a desert island, so things that are kind of dried up, wanting to almost prune dry leaves off of your plant so that way the rest can kind of thrive, followed up by the Five of Cups. So again, this is, I feel you in a heavy manifestation energy, really imagining what it would be like to kind of drop all of these burdens that you have. Dead weight, dry, cups run dry, right? And then kind of almost sacrificing them. It feels a little bit of a mourning energy, a little bit kind of pouring things down the drain, right? But it's almost most of these cups are kind of empty anyway. So it's there isn't really too much to pour out. It's what you are thinking about giving up or releasing back into the universe, walking away from, whatever that may be. You will, I'm getting the sense you will gain more by doing so than you will lose by sending it on its way. Next out, Taurus, we have, there's a lot of 9 energy in your reading too, so you might be seeing a lot of 9s. You have the 9 of Pentacles, you have the 3 of Wands, and you have the Magician. So this for me is you again back in this manifestation energy, really trying to visualize after you put down these burdens, what it would be like to do it your way, entirely your way. I'm getting very blueprint energy with this Magician too, right? Because the 9 of Pentacles is oftentimes, it's a pre-Empress card, but it's a very independent energy, right? Planting your own seeds, being able to sit on your own throne, ring or no ring, crown or no crown, right? Very still king of your castle. And it's also interesting, maybe you guys are doing something with food. There's a food thing that you're working on, but one of these pentacles is in this little cauldron. Again, it could be that intentionalized alchemy. You could be working with burning herbs, burning plants, incense, meditation, chanting, that kind of thing. But I also am getting a food energy here, and a pentacle is tangible. It also represents money. So it's being able to what it would be like for you to stand in your own power, independently, making your own decisions. And I am getting like, and there is like a little couple leaves that fell off my money tree, what it would be like to be able to make money doing something like that. And the Three of Wands is very indicative of like doing it yourself, doing it all yourself, not really delegating out responsibilities and advice and opinions. Almost, I'm getting like counsel too, like relying on your own counsel more than that of other people's on how to make this happen for yourself. Because it does feel like there's like a timeline thing going on for you. You're like, I got to move on to the next phase of my life. I got to move on to the next phase of my life. And then you've got the Eight of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords in reverse, and the King of Wands. And this is you, I feel like, again, it feels very visual. It feels more like 4D, 5D manifestation work than like 3D in your life up until this point in the cards. But again, this is you imagining like all the different things that you could work on, all the different things that you like to do, all the different ways that you would do things differently if like you were in charge, or if you didn't have to worry about these other people or have to consider, it's very much that kind of energy. And I feel like you're going a little bit down a wormhole right here, a little bit like you're thinking yourself into a corner. Like maybe once you really like start breaking down what it would take or like time, energy, money, whatever it may be in order to kind of actualize whatever this plan, this relationship, this new phase in your life, this project, this complete life overhaul, whatever it is for you, feels like you think yourself almost into like a tizzy, and then you start getting really, really anxious, right? And when you get anxious, it feels like you get a little heated. Again, it's like you're not having outbursts, you're not freaking out. You're a Taurus. It takes a lot to really push a bull, right? But I see like this lion energy that could be very indicative of like pride. Maybe there's like an ego thing going on for you. Like, well, I don't know if I have enough, or I don't know if I have enough time, or I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know. It's a little bit of that. And so it's making you kind of want to stand in your masculine energy and really like charge forwards and make plans, because the King of Wands makes plans, maps, territories. He executes them all, right? But because you're thinking yourself in such a tizzy, it almost seems like it's like you get out the door and then you realize like you forgot to tie your shoes, or like you didn't put your socks on, or like you forgot your keys. You're like, wait, I have to go back for something. I have to go back for something over here. Like I'm actually not as ready as I thought I was. And I think that's giving you a little bit of, it's making you a little self-conscious, maybe a little insecure, right? And so that is kind of what's triggering you a little bit. And now we have out this Knight of Pentacles, and he's very interesting to me. Because first of all, I'm looking at this horse, now the little bells and whistles and little pom-poms, and I'm getting like Carnival. And I'm hearing it's like you think that you're in a circus, right? It's like, it feels like you're in a circus, and it's like you're taking your horse, you're taking your pentacles, and it's like you're getting the hell out of Dodge. You're getting the hell out of Dodge, Taurus, right? Because you're thinking yourself into a tizzy. You don't want to deal with these clowns anymore, whatever that may be for you. But the thing is here, it's almost as though you packed up all your little pentacles in your bag to like leave the circus, but you didn't realize there was like a hole in your bag. Like you didn't realize you were missing something. Like there was like a lid not put, and there's something with a lid later on in your story, but there's something that wasn't closed. There was no closure. There's no finish. There's no closure on another situation. And so as you go, it's a little baby in the bathwater. As you go to leave the circus to go on to the next Carnival, whatever it is that you're doing, Taurus, it's almost like you're losing pentacles. It's almost as if you are leaving like the positive life lessons, soul growth, things that you've learned, like the wisdom that you've learned in whatever situation you just came from the circus, right? Because even if it was crazy, maybe it wasn't for you, you didn't get along with the trapeze artist, whatever it may be, the elephant's too big, I don't know. But like you also learned a lot in that cycle. You learned a lot with that person. You learned a lot in that place. And it's almost like you're in an effort to start new, be your best fully actualized self, all of your potential in this new cycle, like TikTok, Taurus, TikTok, that it's almost like you're leaving behind like other good aspects of yourself too. Like not everything about yourself has to go just because you're leaving a certain situation, a place, a person, whatever that may be for you. It's like, it almost feels like very video games. Like you don't even realize they're like dink, doink, dink, doink, dink, doink. And you're just so busy trying to get the hell out of Dodge, out of this situation, into this new cycle, that you don't even realize that it's like you're leaving good stuff behind. You're leaving some good stuff behind. Some good, ooh, yeah, just flipped up. Some life lessons, right? Like you need to remember the life lessons that you learned here. Otherwise, like we do repeat cycles again. And then you have out this Two of Swords, and you have out the Empress in reverse. And again, this is very interesting. So it feels like you are breezing past this Two of Swords and this Empress in reverse energy, which is telling me that, again, there is some kind of closure that needs to happen in a situation, conversations, apologies, whatever. Like, it's, like I said, it's very, very general, but I feel like there are people, perhaps clowns in your environment, right? And they're a little tied up. Like, they don't know how to think clearly through the noise, through the crowing of people around them, right? They don't really quite know how to set themselves free. They're a little blinded. And because of that, they're unable, right, to be fertile, to actualize their own potential, to accomplish what they set forth for themselves, right? And you don't want that. So that's why you're getting the hell out of Dodge. But it also seems like because you don't want to go through this uncomfortable conversation, put in your 2 weeks, break up with someone, like whatever it is, you're just almost trying to like breeze past people a little bit that like need your help. That is if like all you have to do as you go by is just like pull the little blindfold off them, like, oh, like they're gonna need help here, like let me pull the blindfold off of you, like I'm gonna show you where I'm going. It's like you have to let people know that you're leaving. You have to let people know that you're leaving, Taurus. It's very important. And that you're not coming back. And that you're not coming back. But doing so with the King of Cups in reverse, it's telling me that you're feeling a little emotionally closed off right now. It feels like a little bit like you feel a little bit like a fire sign, like, oh, I'm gonna like fire and ice, fire and ice. It's like you have like a fire in your belly to get over to this new thing, but your exterior, while like very put together and whatever, is a little cold. I'm getting a sense like you're being a little like tough-headed, bull-headed, like tough-skinned, like you're being a hard ass. You're being a little bit of a hard ass about it. And about the Page of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Queen of Cups in reverse. And this is telling me that it's, first of all, I'm getting like this big cyclical energy around this Page of Wands. It's almost like I'm not going through another cycle of this. I'm not going to go through another cycle of this. I'm not doing this with you again. I'm not going back. Like, it's almost like I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Because the Hierophant in reverse is really screaming to me that you know to do so, to stay where you are, stay with that person, not leave that job, not put something to rest, not do the closure, and let yourself TikTok, move on to this new cycle. A Lionsgate's on the 8th of August, I believe. It's a big portal energy, a lot of hoopla. So that there could be something with the timeline TikTok for you around, I think that's this coming Saturday. This is Sunday when I'm filming it, so this coming Saturday. Just putting that out there for you guys. That you know it will not be in alignment with your creator, with your higher self, with your personal blueprint. And I think that the idea of feeling disconnected, I'm hearing like outcasted, but you're never outcasted by God. Like, just so that we could just have a moment here, like you are never outcasted by God. You were never forgotten by your creator, by source, by Jesus, whoever it is that you resonate with. That's your business. But like the universe, God, source energy, the divine, they never forget about you. They never are so mad at you that they just push you aside and then they just move on to nothing. That's not how it works at all. So even if you didn't do this or follow the advice, like you would still be very much seen and loved and supported and like handheld through all of your life lessons to get you through that cycle, because what is yours will always be yours. It might take a couple cycles around the karmic wheel of fortune, whatever it may be, but it always comes back around. It always comes out in the wash. So, woosah. Because there is a sense of like getting like religious or like spiritual guilt sort of thing. It's almost like I have to be so perfect because if I'm a sinner, then I'm going to go to hell. It's like that kind of energy, and that's not the message here at all. But in doing that, it's making you feel a little over emotional, like easily triggered, on edge. It's making you feel a little bit on edge. So we want to reel that in a little bit, Taurus. Like everything that you do or say, it's all for your higher good. No matter how it shakes out, you're going to learn that lesson and you're going to grow and you're going to become more of your authentic self and walk more authentically in this crazy ball that we sit on floating through space. So don't you worry about that. Like don't be on edge about that. Like you're a Taurus, you're an earth sign. Let's get our hands dirty. Like let's work this out. Let's build, let's grow. Because the next card that you have out is the Page of Pentacles. So this is your advice moving forward. So the Page of Pentacles is what I'm seeing is, I'm hearing take what you know. Take what you know and leave the rest. It's very much like what we talk about in these readings, right? If it resonates, that's great. Take it, use it. If it doesn't, put it to the side. Just get it out of the way. Just get it out of the way. Only what you want, like only what's going to work for you, right? But again, it's almost, I'm going back to this Nine of Pentacles, because it's also like, it's a very singular energy. And she's reaching for this pentacle, and it looks very similar to this pentacle that's in her hand, but it also almost looks like it's combined with this one, the intentional alchemy, manifestation, magic, food magic? Somebody doing food magic? I don't know, but there's something in that for you. And the advice moving forward is take what you know, take what you like, take what works for you, what you're good at, take what you can actually use to better yourself in your situation moving forward. And it's almost like, don't huff and puff this Four of Cups about like all these empty cups, or why the cups ran dry. It's just, it's unproductive at this point. It's not gonna help us move on to the next cycle. We already learned these lessons. We just have to remember to take those lessons with us moving forward, yes, but lids on pots. But it also looks like, take what you know, right? Your truth, and put a lid on it. Put a lid on all of these open pots. It's almost, like loose ends, you gotta cut off loose ends. Like corduroys, you have to corduroy something, so that way it doesn't keep coming back. Like there's always something that could like drip into this cup. Like you gotta seal these cups off. That's part of like your self-discipline, discernment, homework. Take what you know, close the lid, seal it up, cut off these loose ends, take your minute to be frustrated, sad, mourn it, angry, whatever it is, work through it, it's okay. But then with this Three of Cups, they're saying, sit and enjoy what you have, what you know. Be grateful for where you are, because it might not be exactly where you want to be moving forward, right? Because we're not there yet. Tomorrow is not here today, Taurus, but be grateful. An attitude of gratitude brings abundance, as we like to say, right? Go with your good friends or your small circle, right? Incorporate more of your community in. Lean on someone's shoulder that you know you can love and trust. Like, it's okay. Look up to the heavens for guidance and for love. Go out into nature, like enjoy what you have, what you've already built, these lessons, where you are as a person, how much you've grown through these situations. A lot of times, when we grow and we learn, we look back on our former selves and we can feel a little bit of shame because of that. And so it's like we want to throw everything away about our former selves, our former lives. But it's like there was really good stuff in there too. Like you can't abandon like that inner child. Like you can't abandon that old version of yourself. You can grow her. Maybe you don't need her or him where you are, where you're going right now, but they got you here. And then that next version of yourself got you there, and ba 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 ba. So it's like love and appreciate yourself in all of your phases and all of your stages, right? And just be grateful, be happy, be joy, be pure, living, walking joy, the best that you can. Because energetically that helps build like positive karma, positive energy all around you, and then it beams out. And that's what we want, as within, so without. Because with Eight of Wands, it's saying like, you will get some news, like there will be some confirmation, like you will hear about an opportunity. Like these, for me, it's very much like portals, doors opening. But also I'm seeing like it's most of these sticks are already in here formed, right? But then there's a couple of these wands that are like slowly moving in. I feel like this is yours. It's like really you being grateful and kind of like adding to the mix a little bit, like these new skills that you have and you know, maybe communicating more of the things that you've just learned or gone through, because again, maybe they might help people that you might pass along your way that need like a little snip on one of those lines, right? But it's really, I'm getting a big like contribution energy as well for you. So it could be charity work, it could be a million different things, but maybe incorporating people into something new that you're doing, right? That's different than the old stuff that you were doing, where collaboration, where collaboration was not fertile, it was futile at that point. But now in a new venture, like it might not be. So really like get into a new community, try and meet some new people, like enjoy what you have, hold tight with this Four of Wands, hold tight to the things that you know are good for you, going to grow you, going to motivate you, things that are precious to you, right? It's like a little handbag. It's like keepsake, and then learn how to plant that. It might not be as much as it was before, but it's the quality is over quantity in this story here, Taurus. So it's really sit there, and now you know how to manifest, you know how to alchemize, you know how to do this. So now do it again is the message I'm getting. Take what you know and go try again. Go do it again. Not necessarily in that place, not with that thing, not with that person, but those skills, that energy that you have. Take that, find some other soil, little plot that looks nice for you, and do it again. Another go around. But it feels very positive this time. And when you do that, Queen of Wands, it's like you're gonna have this eureka moment. You're gonna be like, ta-da, I did it. Look at this thing I have. Like, good for me. This is so great. Like, awesome. And you're gonna have this clarity now, more about yourself, about what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what kind of throws you a little bit too much off balance. Because in many ways, life is a tightrope, but she is walking across a sword, and that is truth. We have to walk in our truth at all points in time. But doing so will make us feel less in conflict. You'll stop doing that battling of your own mind. I'm getting like battle of the minds, but it's your own mind, right? We were doing it up here, kind of thinking ourselves into a tizzy, because we'll understand our cycles more now. Why we did the things that we did, why we accepted things that we accepted, participated in ways that maybe we wouldn't have now. We understand that. So it's like we can kind of climb out of our own, like, almost gonna like cobwebs, climb out of the cobwebs in your own brain now. So going forwards, we want to think logically. We want to be calm, cool as a cucumber. Maybe you guys should be eating cucumbers. And mushrooms, something about mushrooms. Mushrooms are very symbolic of protection. Mushrooms and cucumbers. Bon appetit. But be calm, be still. Like, I'm getting like in nature, like sit outside quietly, like, and the logic will come to you. And I'm almost getting like a surveying. So you'll be able to survey from a bird's eye view, like, your past and your lessons and your situation that you're in currently and what you want moving forward. So you're gonna get like a 360 view. Maybe you'll get some what you want to get in order for the year. I'm getting like 360, 365 a year. Those might be angel numbers for you, maybe. But yeah, being able to kind of like almost like take it a year at a time. Like, what do you want? Like, look how far I've come since last year, since this day last year. Where do I want to be next year on this day? Saying be strong. You can do this. You can absolutely, positively do this, right? It's not this ego outside of you, this aggression outside of you. It's this integration that you have. And by the way, we did have the King and the Queen of Wands. This could be romantic, but honestly, it feels like the integration of both of your parts, your masculine and your feminine parts coming together, like in unison as a whole. And then with your inner child, right, to kind of let that breathe. Let that live. Let that play a little bit. Also, yeah, it's like all this tie-dye. It's like very cotton candy kind of energy. And then they're saying, the King of Pentacles in reverse. You can't control everything. You can't control everyone. Remember that the only thing that you can control is yourself. And remembering that will keep you from becoming emotionally triggered, emotionally cold, or dried up. It's going to help ground yourself in your truth, knowing that the only thing, Two of Pentacles in reverse, that you know you can change is yourself. Work on yourself. And when you do that, you'll realize that most of the time, you were really probably the one tying yourself up in one way. Intentionally, unintentionally, traumas, triggers, we all got them, Taurus. But you'll realize that because you are the author of your own story, right? You're the one who has to walk this out. We all have blueprints, timelines, spirit teams, but you're the one, you got to walk it out with your actual hooves. And in doing that, you're gonna feel better knowing that you know where to step now and you know where not to step. You know where the landmines are. You know where the landmines are, and that's gonna make you feel a lot better. It's gonna keep you in that Nine of Pentacles pre-Empress, like, I got me and I got this and I'm ready kind of energy. So there was a lot to that, Taurus, but that was a pretty cool read, and I really hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you guys resonated and took something out of this. Please let me know. This keeps slipping out of me. Logical, be logical, cool as a cucumber, Taurus. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for being here and watching and participating. I love you guys, everybody in the little beehive. You guys are the absolute best. I love me a Taurus. I love me a Taurus. So take care. Be well. I will see you next time. All the information you should need for me is in the description box. My email, all my things, my decks, everything. So thank you, Taurus. I will see you later. Goodbye.